One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
Spartans! What is your profession?
It ain't no machine that will break. Sometimes the battery hit red. I ain't stopping, I'm just rebooting. Why the bounce back? Go! Go! Eyes heavy like I'm lifting weight with my eyelid. Brain foggy, feeling like I'm stranded on an island. Coffee pot empty and the energy is silent. Fighting with the demons in my head, getting violent. Staring at the screen, but the progress isn't moving. Spinning on the wheels, tell me what am I proving? Body aching, back breaking, losing all the grooving. Every single step feels like I'm just losing. Working 24, but the needle barely nudging. Feel like I'm a hammer, but the wall isn't budging. Burn on creepy, yeah, the shadow is a trudging. Doubters on the sideline, yeah, they always judging. Is it worth the stress? Is it worth the hypertension? Did I meant to turn? Did I lose the dimension? Need a little break, need a little intervention. Before I crash out and I lose the retention. When I'm feeling fried, sucker to your sizzling. Vision getting blurry and the rain start drizzling. Muscle feeling heavy, motor vision and fizzling. Waiting for the steak, but I don't hear the sizzling. But I can't quit, now I can't to the flag. Even when I'm dragging and I'm feeling like a rag. Got too many gold packed inside the bag. Gotta push through even when I hit the lag. Just need a minute, just need to close the blinds. Disconnect the server, disconnect the lines. Lay the head down, let the body unwind. So I can wake up and get back on the grind. I'm burned out, but I ain't bowed out. No, just need a nap, then I'm back on the route. Hold the high for a second, shut the world out. Wake up a beat, scream and shout. I can let them see me lose, I can give them that. They waiting on the crumble, waiting on the splat. My drive is too big, yeah, I'm taking it back. Just a power nap, then I'm back on attack. They sit in the stands with a popcorn ready. Praying at my knees, but hoping I ain't steady. Wanna see the downfall, wanna see it messy. Wanna see me crash like a stolen Chevy. I see the side eyes, hear the whispers in the dark. Waiting for the flame to extinguish the spark. They wanna see the dog loot a bite in the bark. But I'm a gray white swimming like a shark. If I quit now, man, they win the whole game. If I slow down, they gon' tarnish the name. Gotta feed the fire, gotta feed the flame. Satisfaction that they seek is a damn shame. I ain't gon' give it to them, never gon' fold. Story of my failure is a story never told. My desire to win is worth my goal. Bigger than the hate that they tryna hold. So I take a rest, yeah, I hit the pillow hard. Reboot the system, pull the ace front of car. Keep the haters locked out, stand in the yard. While I recharge the battery and lower down the guard. Just for an hour, let the new runs reset. Wake up cleaner than I ever been yet. Ready for the war, ready for the threat. Gonna make them pay every single little debt. They want me to crumble, they want me to crack. But I bounce back like a rubber on the track. Sleep is the weapon, get the mind intact. Then I hit the gas, never looking back. I'm burned out, but I ain't bowed out. No, just need a nap, then I'm back on the route. Close the eyes for a second, shut the world out. Wake up a beat, scream and shout. I can let them see me lose, I can give them that. They waiting on the crumble, waiting on the splat. My drive is too big, yeah, I'm taking it back. Just a power nap, then I'm back on attack. Okay, I'm up now, wipe the crust eye. Looking in the mirror, no more disguise. Demon on my shoulder, yeah, he finally died. Energy is peaking, reaching for the sky. Thought I was dumb and you must be crazy. Thought the burnout meant that I was getting lazy. Vision was blurry, now it ain't hazy. Pushing up Daisy, now I'm pushing Mercedes. Word didn't change, but the mind stay with flip. Got a new Mac and I put in a clip. Haters looking sick, yeah, they starting to trip. Watching me ascend while they sinking in the ship. Progress was slow, now I'm moving like speed. Planting whole force when I planted the seed. Satisfy the want, satisfy the need. Made the competition turn around and bleed. I do it for the win, I don't do it for the likes. Coming up the mountain while you riding on trikes. Heading for the top, yeah, I'm planting the strikes. Running up the score, yeah, I'm racking up strikes. Turning the engine, failure's not an option. Turning every obstacle into adoption of a new method. Yeah, I'm swapping and I'm copying. Only thinking these are records that I'm popping. Burnout was a lie, it was just a little test. Put a head down, got a little bit of rest. Now I'm back stronger, pounding on the chest. Put me to the trial and I asked the question. Yeah, I'm wide awake now. You shouldn't have blinked. I can let them see me lose. My drive is bigger, be a head, be bigger than hate. Back, better work, 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 better work. Let's get it. Okay.
Welcome. How is everyone doing today on this beautiful Tuesday evening, the very first Tuesday of 2026? How are you doing today? The first official week of 2026. I got my guy Junior in the chat already. How is it going, Junior? How is this first week of 2026 treating you? Let's see, go here, make sure my chats are working. Make sure, yep, we're good. We are good to go. So we have an excellent show planned out tonight. I'm just, getting a little bit organized here real quick, but I have a surprise for you as well. You are absolutely going to love it. Something that we've been working on for a very long time, a request that was made a very long time ago, and it is officially working, but you're gonna have to wait until we actually get into our first working segment. I'm thinking about changing the order and the format of the show tonight just a little bit to test something out. I am not feeling after we get through our third and last working segment to do a one more break time topic, a story. So what I want to do is I want to start off with that today. So our housekeeping, and then we're going to go into our little icebreaker question for you guys. And then our first break time story, although we're not at break, you know, maybe it's like a pre-smoke break, you know, before you actually get into work. You know, you have a lot of people have that 10-minute smoke break, get into a story, then we work, break, work, and then that's it. Then we say our pleasantries, we get out of here and we go and live our life to the fullest, right? So that is what I am thinking about. We're going to try that tonight. So that is the plan. That is our game plan. Let's get into a little bit of housekeeping real quick. So first and foremost, thank you to all of the supporters of the channel. Everyone who is tuning in from wherever you might be, all the subscribers, thank you so much. It would not be possible without you. And I just thank you for allowing me to add value into your lives.
I appreciate you.
Shout out to my tech barbarians. I'm going to say this. I have to post the Scrum Night from Sunday, but I was pleasantly surprised this past Sunday. I was not expecting this, but guess what? New year, new tech barbarians in the building. Junior saw it. They were on camera. Everyone who attended was on camera for our Scrum Night. And it was amazing to see the expression, to see the faces, to see the confidence building. So I'm going to be posting that at techwithtrap.dev. To check it out. I post our Scrum Nights there that where the team is working on building our applications. So tune into that, see them on camera, see them as they grow these, like for this next year, they're going to be growing. They're going to get more confident speaking in front of the camera. We're going to work on getting, you know, everything that you need to do so that you can perform well on the job and interviews, all that good stuff. See the apps that we're working on, how we're building them, how we're testing them, how we're marketing them. We're doing all of that over there. techwithtrap.dev. Shout out to all of my tech barbarians, all of the Patreon members. We are the very, very best.
We the best.
And last but certainly not least, shout out to my YouTube channel members who allow this channel to go across the entire world. We are everywhere. We are global. We are global. Shout out to you guys. Let's get it. All right. Quick announcements. Tomorrow, I'm going to be premiering my research, how I researched what anti-gravity is. I keep hearing about Google anti-gravity. I had absolutely no idea what Google, I thought it had something to do with outer space. It does not. I'm going to research, investigate, and break down what it is, what's its purpose, and how does it compare to all the other tools out there so that you can make an informed decision. Because I'm telling you, people keep telling me, I love it. I checked it out to see if it was actually worth the hype that people are putting behind it. Check it out tomorrow, noon Eastern time. I'll be in the chat with you guys to go through it. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I do want to go back to yesterday though. Yesterday, I premiered how I use Gemini to fix my life, to fix my schedule, to have a very, very clear and purposeful schedule. So useful. It was so useful. And I've been implementing it today, I started yesterday morning implementing it, and today I'm going to show you. Let me show you real quick how, because I did this. This was not part of the video yesterday, right? But I prompted Gemini, hey, can you create this in my Google Calendar for me? And guess what? It did. So now my calendar, I'm going to show you how my calendar looks. How an eventful, purposeful calendar looks real quick, right? So this is how my calendar looks right now. Corporate time. So work is, you guys saw this in the video yesterday, right? Work, deep work recording, sauna university, working in the sauna, live streaming like we're doing right now, jujitsu, all of that good stuff, our Sunday. So, so just how everything is being planned out, being mapped out, all of that good stuff. And what I'm going to be doing, I'm working on this post right now. There's two things. There's going to be a Patreon post, right? In the Patreon, I'm going to share the prompt that I used so that you can use Google Gemini or ChatGPT. I recommend Gemini because it's going to put it right into your Google Calendar. But how I use Gemini, the prompt that I use to maximize my time like the top level CEOs. See me, you guys might want to demonize those CEOs. I learn from them. I say, how do they move? And let me adjust accordingly so that maybe I can just be a tenth, 1/100th of as successful as they are, and I will be happy. So I'm trying to model my time, my life as they do. But wait, there's more. I'm also working on, what I did was I said, you know what? This is my work schedule. This is what I do at work. Can you optimize my work time? And these are all the things I want to do. These are the times of my meetings. Can you optimize that time as well? So I'm going to be sharing that prompt, and I'm going to make a video showing how I'm going to make a video specialized for that, how I had it optimize my work time, and then had it to give me a script to create the Outlook import for my calendar. And now my work calendar is equally as organized as my personal Google Calendar. So I'm working on that video, hoping to have it ready for you guys by Friday, hopefully. And I'll have a prompt for that as well. So that way we can be as efficient as possible. I know there are a lot of people saying AI is the devil. AI is the Antichrist. It's going to come and take us away. Well, guess what? Let the people who feel that way lose, and let us win and run it up. That is all that we do here. We win and we run it up for the naysayers, for the scaredy cats, for those who are still in the year 2000. Let them be, and let's win. Let's win together. All right. So that's the plan. Friday we have the bug bite, but we'll talk about that on Thursday. We're going to be going live on Thursday. We're going to be finalizing our Stream Deck plugin. I'm going to be looking, a little fixes here and there. And then we are going to, then we're going to start looking up to how can we package it up to make it an official plugin? How can we charge to make it a plugin? How could you install it separately if you don't get it from the OBS or from the Stream Deck plugin store? Because everything that I do, everything that I build here, I either make it free for my tech barbarians, or I make it very, very low cost, very, very affordable, because you guys have been supporting me for a very long time. So we have a lot of things coming out. I'm going to be packaging up the OBS YouTube plugin in the Patreon. I'm going to be distributing the Stream Deck plugin in the Patreon. And one more thing that we're going to be doing in the Patreon, which we spoke about it on the Scrum Night this past Sunday. As part of the sprint that we're currently in, one of the stories is to make Patreon access to Resume Flow, and that if you are a member of the Patreon, then you get access. You get, I think, the starter plan, possibly access to Resume Flow, where you can upload X amount of resumes and get X amount and do X amount of analysis and job description stuff, because I want to help you win. So that is what we currently have in our sprint. It's probably going to be coming out within the next 2 weeks, maybe next 4 weeks at the most. But that's the plan for our next 2 weeks, to get that available to you as well. All right. So that is all the things that we have going on. Look forward to taking the journey with you. All right. I'm going to check the chat really, really quick, and then I'm going to get into a quick little icebreaker, because somebody left me a comment on the video from yesterday talking about sleep. And I was like, sleep? What is that?
Another one.
All right. So we got my guy Junior in the building. Junior says, what's up, coach? What's good with you, Junior? Hopefully you are having a phenomenal. I take it back. I know you're having a phenomenal day. So shout out to my guy Junior. Junior says the first week is another week. I agree with you 100%. But I did implement my Gemini CEO inspired schedule, and it's been working really well. I'm going to be honest with you. It's been hard waking up the past month or two, but the past 2 days, because I knew I had these, I am monitoring myself. I'm using my coaching assistant I'm using the Gemini created calendar, and I'm like, all right, 5:30 it is. We're up at 5:30. We're working out. We are doing our stretches. We're getting into the sauna. We're learning. Oh my God! If you got that just reminded me. Another Patreon video that I'm going to make is about how I use. So I'm taking this Udemy course, right? I'll post a link in the Patreon to the Udemy course about learning how to test AI, how to test large language models, how to test chatbots, all that, right? But I was having a hard time understanding these metrics. So I went through. I used Gemini to help explain to me these metrics, and then I was like, I'm still not getting it because it gave me a test on these metrics. I think I got like I got 1 out of 5. It was confusing. It was complicated. I was lost. But I said, you know what? I said to Gemini, you know what? I learned better by doing. Can you help me understand? Like, and I was like, and you know what Gemini did? Sorry. I'm getting off track. This is going to be a Patreon exclusive video on how I used Gemini to help me better understand the Udemy course. And how it showed me how to learn by an actual project, and then how I was studying it this morning. So I'm going to continue this tomorrow morning as well. That is from like I do that from like 6:30, 6:45 to like 8 a.m. sauna session while studying, all of that good stuff. So I'm going to make another. I have so many Patreon videos that I need to make. That's going to be coming out within the next week or so, right? But how to be super duper efficient. My Gemini calendar is helping me. Yes. The Antichrist is helping me win. I'm sorry. I mean, you guys remember the movie Belly, right? What DMX said? I sold my. All right, never mind. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. Right? I'm not gonna go there. Anyways. So let's continue. Let's get back on track. Right? Junior says that's what gives Gemini the edge. The integration to their other product. Oh my God! I'm telling you, it said, "Do you want?" I'm like, "Yeah." Boom, and then all of a sudden, within like 3 seconds, everything was in my calendar. Beautiful. It was just beautiful. We got my guy, Me Massify, in the building. Says, "Good evening, Ralph Jr. and the chat. Hope all is well. I am doing well. How about you? Me Massify? I see you're posting videos again. Shout out to you. Happy to see you getting back at it." All right. So let's jump into this little icebreaker real quick. All right. So I'm calling this icebreaker. You never know when you won't have another opportunity. What do I mean by that? So I got a comment on the video from yesterday about setting up the calendar. And guess what? I really, really appreciated the comment because that means the person actually watched way past halfway towards the video. But the comment was like, they're going to take some of those things, some of those advices to use Gemini to create their calendar. However, that I and people like me always trying to downplay the need for sleep. And for me in particular, I have never been one to like, if I was going to die from a lack of sleep, I would have died a long time ago, because I have never been one to like emphasize, like I can never sleep for a full 8 hours unless I was like really, really, really tired. And it's been like, maybe if it was like, I went 48 hours with no sleep because I was like working on something, who knows what. Right. But for the most part, I'm a 4 to 6 hour sleep type of person, right? And if I have something to do, if I have to stay up later, then I'm gonna stay up later until I'm like falling, like passing out. Or if I have to wake up earlier, I'm gonna wake up earlier. Like I remember last year around this time, or maybe a little after this time, when I was getting ready for a competition, I was up at between 4 and 4:30 a.m. workout, doing jujitsu classes in the morning, sauna, like everything I had to do to get ready, right? Studying, all that type of stuff while still streaming in the morning, right? And I'm like, but the reason I say you never know when you won't have another opportunity is because when I look at somebody like Kobe Bryant, And his, like, the way that he worked, like the way that he was up in the middle of the night, practicing, studying, everything like that, his work ethic. And then the way that his life was cut short from, and I'm not even thinking about the fans and everybody like that. I'm thinking about his family, his wife, his kids, all of that. All right. Whoever, I don't know his relationship with his parents, but whoever he was close to in his life, right? How it was cut short. But, and they would give anything to have one more day, one more minute with him. Right. But the way that Kobe Bryant passed away, he was on his way to do what he loved. And he never let an opportunity pass him by. And guess what? Whatever he did the day before, whatever he did the minute before, planning with the daughter that passed away with him, he didn't pass up on that opportunity. And he didn't have another opportunity after that. So the way that I see it, when it comes to like, oh, the sleep and everything like that, I'm functional. And for some reason, when I sleep too long, my body starts to ache and stuff like that. But you never know when you won't have another opportunity. So that's why I'm always with the mindset, let me get as much as I can done. Let me live it up the way that I want to live it up, the way that is meaningful and significant to me. Because I don't want to be like, you have these options, right? And I heard something similar from David Goggins, right? You could live a very, very long life that when you get to that old age, your body is like, you look back and you're like, I didn't do anything. Getting old and not doing anything worthwhile, or because how many people today, right? We've seen stories about people turning 80, 81, 85, still looking for jobs, still have to work. The government's not taking care of them, because I don't know why anybody would expect the government to take care of them. Right? But they lived a long life, but in their old age, they're miserable. Or we have, on the other hand, the Kobe Bryants, who, for all intents and purposes, he was a healthy person, right? But he lived it up every single day, to like when he was a basketball player. Then he transitioned to what he was doing post basketball, living it up, doing what he could do so that he could leave a mark on this world, on his wife, on his kids, on his fans, on whoever he met, whoever he went in contact with. His work ethic, like no other. And at about 40 years old, I think it was, his life is cut short. He didn't have another opportunity. But the opportunities that he did have, he made the most of it. So that's why for me, I'm always like, let me get a little bit extra out there. What else can I leave on the table? What else can I put out there on the court? What else can I do? What time in my schedule is open that I'm like, you know what, maybe I can put a little bit of this in there, and maybe I can put a little bit of that in there. Maybe I could learn one more thing. Maybe I can just make another channel that's going to be focusing on this type of content. You know, always thinking. My mind is always moving, and that's probably why I have trouble sleeping. Because I remember when I was in high school, I'd wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning to start studying, and then go back to sleep so I could dream about what I was studying. Because I wanted to win. When I took my first college algebra test in high school, and I got a 48. Yes, I got a 48. I was like, this is not me. And I found a way to study, because guess what? We will stay up late for things that are super unbeneficial. How many people, especially down here in South Florida, where we don't have the 2 a.m. Curfew time for clubs and stuff, people will be out till like 6 o'clock in the morning. Clubs, strip clubs, whatever. They'll be out late. People will be playing video games to the wee hours of the night. But for me, if I'm working late, waking up early to get things done, that is like downplaying sleep. I don't think so. I think it's leaving a mark, because if I have to stay up a little bit later to spend some time with my family, with my son, but I still need to get my things done, then I'm going to get my things done. Nothing is going to get in the way of me getting my things done. So if I have to adjust my schedule, if I have to cut off an hour of sleep, then it is what it is. But I am not going to waste any opportunities that are presented to me. That's why you see me competing in jiu-jitsu and, you know, whatever it is, like building these applications, spending money on these API keys, exploring, sharing with you almost every single day, being accessible, posting stuff at tickledrop.dev so that we can win together. That's my goal. That is how I see it. That is why I don't want to waste opportunities, and I don't think you should waste it as well. But you have to define what those opportunities are. And whatever it is that you do, if you get to 80 years old, no complaining, because it was your choice. You made the choice of what you were going to do with your life. If I make it to 45, but I didn't waste any opportunities, then it is what it is. If I make it to 55, 65, but guess what? What if I make it to 85 and I never miss an opportunity, and you make it to 85 and you wasted all of your opportunities? Now, who is the real winner then?
I'm in a bind, Nate.
All right. Those are my thoughts. A little heavy, but it is what it is. All right. We are going to take a chat again, and then we're going to get into our first break time topic. Like I said, we're going to do our break, work, and that's how we're going to handle the night. All right. So let me see something real quick. Okay, we're live. All right, cool. We're live. Just checking for live on X. We are live on X, so that's awesome. I need to make some adjustments to X, but I have a way now to go live on X without having to do all the extra stuff. So awesome. All right, let me go and check. The chat, and then we are going to get to our first break time. So Junior says, and the people like them are always trying to get more sleep than they need. They are just lazy. Junior said it, not me. Junior said it, not me.
I'm just being honest.
All right. Let's see. All right, cool. So let's get into our first break time topic of the day so that we can have a good night. We're going to have a good night. All right. Let's go to $90 billion waste management CEO started as a garbage man. What? Yes. A garbage man. How many? Imagine that. I wonder, because I heard the discussion the other day. If they are a certain type of people, then they get no play. I wonder if he was married when he started off as this garbage man, and if his wife rose to the ranks with him, or if, like, you know what? I would never. How many do you think would say, I would never, ever date a garbage man? All right. So let's jump into this article to see what is going on. All right. So CEO of $90 billion waste management hauled trash and went to 1 a.m. safety briefings. Yup. It's not always just dollars and cents. So let's see what's going on here. So, and if you guys don't know, waste management is basically, I think there's waste management, and then there's public services, or is it public? It's like it's public services, right? I think that my neighborhood used to be waste management, and now they might be Republic Services. Regardless, so as for a night owl like waste management CEO Jim Fish, waking up for 1 a.m. safety briefings could make for a brutally long day. But Fish did it because his late father-in-law, a union pipe fitter, told him if he showed up to those meetings, not just once, but regularly, he would learn a lot and build a rapport with mine workers. I'm going to tell you this. That reminds me of my friend, Junior. Because when Junior was telling me, I think it might have been in a vibe coding show, but he was telling me that he was an electrician for the New York subway system, and the foremans, they were always open to the opportunity, like to sharing the knowledge with everyone who was learning as an apprentice. And Junior was like basically the only person who would show up every single day about an hour early to gain information, to gain knowledge, to learn from these experienced people. And then everyone else would wonder why they weren't moving up, why they weren't learning, why they weren't getting promoted, and Junior was, right? So this is what it reminds me of. Not just once, but regularly show up to those 1 a.m. meetings to learn a lot and build rapport with the line workers. Fish's father-in-law hit the nail on the head. It was so valuable to me in terms of learning the business and learning the people. Fish told Fortune, part of what I learned, I was always a finance guy, was that it's not always just dollars and cents. Waste Management has named safety as a cornerstone of the company's operations and has set a goal to reduce its total recordable injury rate, TRIR, by 3% annually with a TRIR target of 2 by 2030. If the company hits the target, that means workers would have suffered 2 recordable injuries per 100 employees per year or per 200,000 hours worked. Last year, the company reduced overall injuries by 5.8% according to its sustainability report and lost time injuries by 2.4%. All right. So the goal of the CEO is to reduce the injuries on the job. All right. It says you make investments in safety or investments in people and they don't necessarily show up on the bottom line, at least not immediately, Fish said. Safety tends to show up in longer terms, and if you don't have a safe organization, that will eventually show up on your income statement, but it takes a while. And here's the thing with safety, right? Because being a lack of safety is going to cost you a lot of money. How so? Well, if you have to pay for workers comp, if you have to pay for moving off the job, all these type of things, you need to then. So if employee A gets injured on the job, right? You have to pay workers comp. He's going to be off the job. You still have to pay him. And now to cover his shift, you're probably going to have to pay somebody else overtime or hire somebody new who doesn't know what the hell they're doing to cover and compensate for that employee being out on being hurt. So worker safety, super important. Waste Management, with $22 billion in revenue in 2024, is the U.S. and Canada largest provider of trash and recycling, transfer, and disposable services. With a market cap of about $90 billion, the Houston-based company counts more than 60,000 employees. Fish, 63, has served as president and CEO since November 2016, but has been with the company for 2 decades. He put time in. He put time in, right? It says, prior to taking the top job, Fish held roles including Chief Financial Officer, Senior Vice President of the Eastern Group, and Area Vice President for Pennsylvania and West Virginia. Up until halfway through his time as CFO, Fish would go out about every 4 to 6 weeks and haul trash with the crew. Up until halfway through his time as CFO, the Chief Financial Officer would go out on routes with the crew every 4 to 6 weeks and pick up trash with the team. Now, if that's not an example of leadership by doing, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. Generally, about every time he went to a middle of the night safety meeting, eventually, the board told him they weren't crazy about the idea of him throwing trash, but he could still ride along in the trucks with workers. So he was actually out there picking up the trash and throwing it in the truck. Just saying. It says, now, Fish said he visits about 20 to 30 sites per year and takes about 5 to 10 trips to ride along with drivers. And this is CEO. This is the CEO taking ride-alongs with the drivers. Telling you, he tells them any subject is fair game, including sports, politics, safety, or pay, but they have to make sure to chat because Fish might fall asleep otherwise. Most drivers are a little nervous when I get in the cab, but after about 10 minutes, they kind of loosen up and tell me what they're thinking. And guess what? Love him or hate him, right? It kind of reminds me of Donald Trump, because you'll hear stories from employees of his, like he'll be asking the gardener his opinion, like the gardener's opinion on certain topics. He'll ask anybody. It doesn't mean that you're going to do what they say or whatever, right? But the fact that a CEO is willing to ride along with the truck drivers. You guys remember I would never date a bus driver, but these garbage truck drivers, they have they have the ear of the CEO. All right? That's why he said those early morning meetings were so valuable, and his learnings went far beyond injury stats and safety briefings. He picked up on why Boston's productivity plummeted during winter months, said Fish. He couldn't see why there would be such a difference between winter and summer, but then going out in below zero temperatures where his hands and feet were freezing changed his mind completely, he said. It's the kind of issue that might only show up as a data fluctuation in a corporate office, but becomes clearer and more meaningful after riding through the icy routes covered with snow, engulfed trash, and recycling cans. It makes a huge difference if there's ice and snow on the road or if the can is iced in, said Fish. And that sounds kind of simple, but it wasn't something I really fully understood sitting in a corporate office until I actually went out into the field. Being in the know, being in the mix is super, super important. Another key learning came from witnessing the diversity of waste management workforce and making small tweaks to make sure employees were clearly informed. While visiting a district in Rhode Island where about 95% of the drivers in the company's residential business line were either Puerto Rican or Dominican, Fish attended a 1 a.m. briefing. The safety results in that line of business were pretty terrible, Fish admitted, and he wanted to understand why. He picked up on the fact that most of the workers spoke English, but their first language was Spanish. The manager there didn't speak any Spanish, so he used another driver to translate for him while he delivered the safety information. Fish decided to look into promoting somebody from the district who wanted to be a manager and who was bilingual. The company made the promotion to a driver. What? Look at that. Look at that. By being there, he sees what the people need to help them reduce their injuries on the job. Magically, or probably not magically, their safety results turned around immediately, said Fish. There was something being lost in the translation. So instead of having somebody translate for you, a driver, just get a driver, promote him to manager, who's just gonna speak in Spanish to the people who need it in Spanish. The change also addressed an inadvertent signal that was being sent to workers, which was that they might never have an opportunity to move up in the company because they were native Spanish speakers, he said. The inadvertent message was that the managers there would likely always be a white guy like Jim, said Fish, who has also been working regularly on his Spanish. Explicitly addressing the narrative improved the safety results and empowered people to apply for positions they might not have thought they were qualified for previously, he said. The company also hired someone at the site to teach Spanish to other workers so they could become conversant. Their safety results absolutely turned around, and I don't think that was a coincidence at all, he said. Nothing was lost in translation anymore, and the drivers couldn't say, well, I didn't understand. I was about to do a Spanish accent, but that would not be good for the stream. Well, I didn't understand what my manager was saying because the manager was saying it in both English and Spanish. I wonder, all right, am I allowed to make a Spanish accent if I have some Dominican in my bloodline? Would that be wrong? Could I do a Spanish accent if I have Dominican bloodline? Slightly, maybe like an eighth? No? All right. We won't do that. We won't do that. All right. We won't do that. The bilingual manager, waste manager hired at this site became one of the company's best. Shout out to him. Said Fish, continuing up the ladder from driver to route manager, district manager, and then senior district manager. Fish said that the manager likely would have continued moving up if he hadn't tragically passed away from a heart. Well, that sucks. Fish noted the manager was also singled out to go on trips for the top 200 employees to the Ritz-Carlton in Hawaii with his wife. So get this, right? For all the people who talk down on truck drivers, bus drivers, garbage truck drivers, garbage pickup people, whatever, right? He got flued out with his wife to the Ritz-Carlton in Hawaii. Ultimately, in Fish's view, the core of the company and where waste management differentiates itself from competitors is at the critical field level, not the C-suite. Better understanding the workforce and how it can be more productive and efficient could best be gleaned by showing up to the grueling 1 a.m. safety meetings every month early in his executive career. I know my title is important, but I'm not more important than anybody else at this company, said Fish. I'm not a better employee or better father. We just have different level positions. Shut up. What is his first name again? Hold on. What is his first name? His first name Jim Fish. Shout out to Jim Fish. He gets a round of applause. I absolutely love it. And he did what he had to do. He did what he had. All right, so I was wrong. He did not necessarily start off as a garbage man, but he participated in all of the garbage man activities, and he learned a lot from them. He picked up trash on his own. He still does ride-alongs, joining the 1 a.m. meetings. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. So let me know your thoughts in the comments about this waste management billionaire CEO joins. Would you do it? Would you do it? Would you wake up at 1 a.m. as a CEO? Would you wake up at 1 a.m. to join meetings with teams of the company? And would you still participate in the everyday activity that your employees participate in? All right. Let me know. But all right. Let me see if there's anything in the chat. And then we're going to get to our first working segment. Let me see. We have sanitation workers make money in New York. Shout out to them. We got my guy, Rod Brown, in the building. Says, good evening, fam. Good evening to you as well, beloved brother Rod Brown. Junior, me, Mysify, Magnetar, and I, we are all looking forward to you getting back to work tomorrow. No excuses. No excuses, Rod Brown. Let me see. All right, cool. So I have a treat for you tonight. We're going to get to work. We're going to get to work, all right? Do this real quick. Hold on. Are you guys ready for this?
Are you ready?
Let's get to work. Let's get to our first working segment of tonight.
It's time to do.
Do y'all see that? Do you guys see the smoothness of the flip clock that my guy Yakar asked me for might even be a year and a half ago? He asked for this, and now delivered, signed, sealed, and delivered. All right, let's get to work though. Let's get to work. See, Junior, he said, can we get the timer on screen? I'm like, let me see what I could do. There we go. Hopefully it doesn't block anything important on the screen, but all right. So let me do this. I had pushed what is the name of that tool again? I got the, what is the name of it? Droid. There we go. I got the Air Droid. So I got the app on the store. All right. In internal testing, I'm going to pull it up so that you can see it. Here's my phone. We're going to go over to here. And I am going to scan it. You don't scan what you see on the computer. That's for me to scan. All right. We're going to go to AirDroid. Actually, before I put it on the screen, let me move it over here first. And let me see what I'm going to do. Okay. So I'm pulling up the time cost calculator. Okay, gotta change my network. Where is my network? There we go. And reconnect. All right. So we're going to do a quick little testing on the actual phone. And then we shall build, then we're going to push it to the, all right. So there goes the app on the phone, right? And we are going, so let's do an update. Let's do, let's say 7,500, right? Let's say 75,000. Let's go with 75,000. So if you make $75,000 a year, an hour of your time is worth $8.56, right? So let's update that. And we have that. So now let's try our timer. And just for time's sake, I'm going to do, let's do 1 minute, all right? Make sure that it works. We're going to do start. And we're going to say allow. And do start again. And it's working. It is working. So we're going to let that run. And in the meantime, what we're going to do, we are going to build. So I'm going to pull up, I am going to pull up Gemini to find our instructions to build on Apple. So we should be, where's the last time I used it? Apple Store, I guess I should search for. One thing I wish that they would add into these platforms, these, Gemini, ChatGPT, I don't know if they have it in cloud, but a better way to organize your, like to have folders where you can organize your prompts and stuff like that. And a better way to, oh, there we go. There we go. So start break. All right, so I didn't set the break time to be 1 minute, so we'll just let it run. No biggie. But I'm looking for, all right, there we go. Flutter deployment guide. I'm going to go over here. All right, so we are going to look for, I never remember exactly what it is for Apple. It should be, let's go back up here. Apple should be somewhere around here. I need to make a cheat. I'm going to make, you know what? I'm going to make a cheat sheet for the Flutter deployment. So this is how you run your Flutter test. This is how you run this is how you build for Android. This is how you build for iOS. So that I don't even always have to keep looking through here. You know what? I'm going to do that right now. Let's go to, you know what? I'm just going to do this. Can you create me a cheat? And what I'll do, I'm going to get this cheat sheet created, and then I'm going to create a post for it in the Patreon so that if you do Flutter development, you can just follow this little cheat sheet of mine, so that you don't have to always have to go through this whole thing, right? Can you create me a cheat sheet for deploying Flutter applications to the Apple App Store, Google Play Store, the commands to build the apps for their respective platforms and how to run the tests, right? I'm just going to do that because that way I don't have to always keep searching and scrolling through these applications. I can just have it. All right, there we go. So here's your comprehensive 2026 cheat sheet for building, testing, and deploying Flutter. So there we go. Oh, look at that. Super simple. Use obfuscate split debug info / path with your build command to protect your code from reverse engineering and reduce app. Use obfuscate split debug info / path with your build command to protect your code from reverse engineering and reduce app side. Testing commands. Deployment checklist. Common 2026 requirements, Android. All right. So we are going to say, we already did that part. So we're going to use Flutter for Android app bundle, direct install and testing required for Google Play Store, and Flutter build IPA. So we're going to do the Flutter build IPA over here. Flutter build. Let's do Flutter build IPA. That way we can get our iOS portion of it. A new version of Flutter is available. So we'll upgrade Flutter afterwards. But I do want to get this in the iOS store. Ew, what's this? Unable to log in with the login for they were rejected. What gives? All right. It appears there was a problem signing your application prior to installation. Verify the bundle identifier for a project is your signing ID. Let me open Xcode. Sounds like an Xcode issue. So this is done, and I'm going to say, we're going to say complete session. Oh, enter session name, test on Android. And eventually we're going to create like a cloud for it, where it's going to be putting it inside of where it's going to sync it to the cloud so you can, get access to it from anywhere. So now that's done. We go to history. Boom, there we go. There goes our history and all of our details that we built. I'm loving it. I am loving it. We have our, yep. Cool. So looks good on Android to me. Let me see if I can get this thing built first. And then, so I have Xcode over here. Let's open this up to see why it's failing. I am not a very familiar Xcode user, but we can do enough. So let's go to build, see what's going on. I don't know why I wasn't able to log in. Am I freezing? Ah, crap. I think I'm freezing. Maybe Xcode is taking up a lot of stuff. Well, that's a pity. Bear with me. I think Xcode is tripping out my computer. This is what happens when you build in public. This is the life of a software developer who also live streams all of their work. So the build succeeded. Okay. Weird. must say. If I go to refresh. Okay. We'll revisit that because I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's happening there. But let's go. Being that our Android is working to, well, let me try one more thing before we do that. So let's say we go here and make sure this is still working. Yep. That's still working. Test on calculator. Test. Make sure, just doing a little bit of light regression. We know that our actual test passed. Let's do that. Let's go to history. Perfect. Perfect reports. There we go. We don't have any templates set up. I think the only issue potentially is when, ooh, that might suck. If anybody has data, and that's one of the reasons that we have to add it to the cloud. Because if anybody has data in there, maybe it'll get wiped out. I don't know. Figure it out. Let's go ahead to, shout out to Courtney Egger. Let's go over to here. I'm gonna disconnect from it. How do I disconnect? Just do it from. All right, so I disconnected from the phone. We're gonna go into we're going to developer.google or Google to play developer. I never remember these. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Google Play Developer. Ah, there we go. So what I'm going to do, I am going to push the app from, I'm going to promote the release from closed testing, or I mean internal testing. I'm going to push it to open testing. That way anybody can start trying it out. We're going to say here, and we're going to go to, okay. Anything missing? Details. Let me see something. No. How do I? All right. Let's go to app bundles. Let's go back to, where is it? Test and release. Close testing. We want to where's what I was just looking at? Oh, internal testing. We're going to internal testing, promote release. Oh wait, it isn't open. So open testing. Let's go to, all right, there it goes. All right, so open testing. And that should be it. Okay, so it's in draft. Edit release. And we're gonna say this one right here. And why am I not able to, when I do that, down delivery maybe? All right, there, delivery. Let's go here. Okay. No? Am I missing something? Draft. Oh, I just have to click next right here. All right, so we say save. And go to publishing overview. Let's go here. Now we need to send it for review. Sure. All right, so now this version of changes has been sent to Google for review, and once normally they do it within 24 hours, if not less than that. So once that's done, then it'll be an open testing. Let's leave it for open testing for the next week, and then the following week we will push it to production if everything goes well. All right. So that's the goal that we're headed towards. Let me see, what is this? Yeah, that's about it. That is about it for Google. In our last minute of our first working segment, let's continue trying to. So the build worked in Xcode. So let's try it again over here, right? Let's try it again. Because I'm not sure why it failed the first time. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe couldn't. We couldn't find any iOS app development provisioning for. Unable to log in. So if we go into Xcode, where's Xcode? Xcode. Where do I log in then? Open developer tools, services, settings, maybe? And Apple accounts. Fail to retrieve development teams for what? What does that mean? All right,
Lunch break.
I'm not sure what that means. Failed to retrieve. So when we get back from break, we will investigate what exactly that means, and we'll fix it, or whatever we need to do with Apple, we'll do that. But for now, it is time to go to break. Our flip down clock has successfully informed me and you of how much time was left. All right, I am going to check the chat real quick, and then we will get to our next break time topic. What? Who's muted? Am I muted? Am I muted? How was I don't know how I was muted. I don't know. I'm confused. Robert, I'm confused. Let me see. Let me check. Let me check real quick. Was I muted? Hold on. Let me go here. Not muted. Still not muted. I don't know. I'm confused. All right. Let me see. We got Empty Strings in the building over on the Twitch side of the game. Says salutations, stranger. Salutations to you as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
My guy Junior had to head out to Bible study. Says y'all enjoy the rest of the stream. Thank you so much, Junior. You have an amazing Bible study as well. But before Junior headed out, he was able to see that flip clock is nice, by the way. Thank you so much, Junior. It's hopefully the font can be adjusted so that it can be smaller or larger based on how the person uses it. Has their screen set up. Yeah, you can adjust it because you can just on OBS or whatever you're using, you can, because yeah, you can technically use it in any application that you want, the way that I built it. But yeah, you can just drag it, make it bigger, make it smaller, whatever you want. So yep, definitely can be adjusted. Robert says he thinks I'm muted, but I don't think so, Rod Brown. Says, dang, it might have been me. You had me scared for a second there, Rod Brown. We got Carrie Sheristal in the building. Says, good job. Thank you so much, Carrie. It is a pleasure and a blessing to have you in the building. All right. We are going to get to our next break time topic of tonight. We're going to be talking about the Pentagon. Yes, the Pentagon, the Department of War. They are 20,000 cybersecurity professionals short and 750,000 for civilians in cybersecurity. People love cybersecurity. Well, I'm gonna take it back. It's not that people love cybersecurity. People say they love cybersecurity until they have to go through all the certifications, all the projects, all the learning, all the years of hard work. They just want to take a quick little boot camp and then be like, oh, that's it. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to take a look at this conversation, this interview about the Pentagon being short, more than 20,000 people, and veterans could help fill the gap. So let's go over to here. And this article is by Federal News Network. I would not be surprised if my brother Magnetar has stock in this website, Federal News Network. All of it, you're gonna see Magnetar come in and says, "Did somebody say government? Did somebody say government?" Where is Magnetar? All right, it says the Pentagon's short more than 20,000 cyber professionals. Veterans could help fill the gap. Now, I'm going to say this to all veterans out there. Do not get scammed by these fake trash boot camps that say, oh, in 3 weeks, you'll get $100,000 cybersecurity job. That is not going to happen.
Do not come.
The leadership training we get as active duty military, attention to detail, operational excellence makes you good in the private sector. Ryan, whoa, you are about to trigger Magnetar, right?
So that was cute.
You're about to trigger my friend.
How dare you?
On behalf of my friend Magnetar, how dare you say such a thing, all right? Anyways, let's go. So the guest was Ryan Dunford. Says, so the TLDR, the Pentagon faces a shortage of more than 20,000 cyber professionals, and across the country, the civilian cyber shortfall is estimated at 750,000. So we heard about how all these people lost their federal jobs, but the Pentagon needs cyber professionals. And there is 750,000 shortfall in the private sector. So cybersecurity is still needed. The question is, are you willing to do the work to get it? This raises a big question about how to build a stronger pipeline. Veterans bring mission focus and technical aptitude, but challenges remain in training, credentialing, and connecting talent to opportunity. We're exploring what works and what's next for bridging the gap between military service and cyber careers. We reviewed how AI is booming the electrician industry. I think if they can find an apprenticeship where you can learn on the job, get the education and the credentials needed while working in the field, even if it's like a lower amount of money, that's going to help. Because like I was saying, right, when I'm learning this testing for chatbots, large language models, and things like that, it was not making sense to me they were talking about precision and accuracy and recall. And I was like, I am not getting this, until I said, you know what? I need to learn this by actually doing. And then it makes a lot of sense for me about true positives, about true negatives, false positive, false negative. It makes a lot more sense now. And I'm studying this now and going and quizzing myself. And I'm going to show you all of this at TechCoach.dev, how I am learning through Udemy course, and then having Gemini explain the Udemy course and giving me projects and quizzes. And this, I think having that strategy for our military servicemen and women, the veterans, and putting them into like the areas that are needed, it would make a huge difference, right? It says the federal drive with Terry Gurdon. All right, so that's the name of what we're going to be listening to or reading through, and we're going to like skip through this here and there. It says Terry Gurdon, recent Department of Defense news revealed that the military says it's short 20,000 cyber professionals, and we've heard a number probably bigger than that by an order of magnitude for the commercial sector. What are the biggest obstacles that you think are hindering building this cyber workforce? So Ryan Dunford says, I think some of the biggest obstacles to building that workforce come from the idea that the cyber industry is extremely complicated, or that it requires some sort of superior intellect for somebody to get into. That is not accessible. I think another part is that the education feels out of reach for some, like they don't have the ability to get the certifications or the schooling required in order to break into the industry. I'm going to say this. From people that I've talked to in the past, because the veterans, the military people, they get grants and stuff like that. But here's what happens. These boot camps and schools and stuff like that, they jack up the price because the government is paying for it. And I think it's not fair. And it's very possible that the education that they get from it is subpar. Because a lot of these places, they will be using like these useless projects and stuff like that, as opposed to giving real life education, real life knowledge of what you're going to be actually using on the job. The certification, like the way they train, when you take these certification courses, they train you to try to pass a test, but there's no actual knowledge on what you're going to be doing, and I think that's a big problem. Like I say, I am more of a learn by doing person. And then when I actually know what I'm doing, then answering the questions about the work just makes a lot more sense. So Terry says, so you're making the point that the veteran population would be a great target for building the cyber workforce if we could recruit more veterans into these kind of positions. Tell me more about the connections that you draw between military experience and cyber work. Ryan Dunford. So Ryan says, well, from my own experience, when I was recruited into the Marine Corps, I took the ASVAB. They gave me a choice of jobs, and to be honest, at 19 years old, I just picked the one that sounded like the coolest and had no IT background or anything like that. But what it allowed me to do was get myself the IT training, the experience, the on-the-job training, everything that would then serve me later on in my career when I got out into the private sector. Terry says, and for veterans who may be leaving the military without military IT experience, how did they even begin to think about connecting it to a cyber opportunity? Ryan says, for somebody who's been in the military but not in military IT, the transition is not as hard as you would think. So listen up. There is schooling out there. There is education out there for you, and the skills that you learned as an active duty military member can serve you across the cyber industry in so many different ways. The inherent leadership training that we get as active duty military members, the attention to detail that is stressed so much, operational excellence, all the great things that make you good at being a soldier, a sailor, a Marine, will make you good at your job in the private sector as well. I agree with that 1,000%, because the level of discipline that it takes to be in the military, even if you are undisciplined in your personal life, right? But the fact that you had forced discipline, and if you can apply that to your job, whether you're in the military or out of the military, that discipline is going to take you a long way. So now you already have the way that to work, the way to focus, the attention to detail. Now just learning the actual concepts and stuff like that. And if you could wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and make your bed with precision and everything like that, right? So much, like, you can learn anything, you can do anything. So the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. I hate when people says, "Oh, that's not for me. I'm not smart enough for that." No, you are. Maybe you don't have the knowledge. Maybe you're ignorant to your capabilities now, but that's not forever. You have to give it a try. Stop going into things with a closed mind. You have to open your mind to the possibilities and your capabilities. All right. The only thing you need to bridge the gap is just to reach out and get the training. Terry says, we talk a lot in terms of veteran employment and transition about those soft skills, those leadership skills, that flexibility and initiative. But cyber really does have some technical skill requirements. Where should folks be thinking about looking for the right kind of training? Are they just credentials? Are they degree programs? Is it all of the above? If someone's interested in this, where should they start? Ryan says, without formal experience, there's a few different places you can start. There are industry certifications from some of the big names like CompTIA, Microsoft, Cisco, Amazon, AWS. And I'll tell you this, right? If you are a military veteran, you have first dibs at government employment, at government roles. But government roles, they do require to have certifications, stuff like that, to take these courses. Magnetar broke down in great detail at TechCoach.dev how to get federal employment. Right? Like all the levels, the G1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to whatever it goes up to. He broke all that down for us. But now it's do the work. You know you can do it because you did. Like if you can do all that gruesome work, come on, you can take a few courses and stuff, right? Those certifications are going to serve you extremely well. They are highly visible to employers on a resume and can help establish that you have put in the work and have the technical knowledge required to make it in the industry. Terry says, I'm speaking with, all right, so giving us a background of who the person is. Let's change focus a little bit. We've been talking about veterans so far, but for folks who are still on active duty and maybe separating soon, what program should they be looking at? Are you engaged with the Skill Bridge program or other sort of GI Bill funded certifications that folks might engage with to help prepare them for cyber opportunities? So this part is if you are still in the military, what can you do to start getting those skills now, start getting those certifications now? Ryan says, first and foremost, listen to the transition assistance folks. That was a big part of transitioning out of the military. It's easy at the end there to kind of blow it off and just get super impatient to get out. But the transition assistance program for the military is excellent and helps a lot. I would say to those people, start looking around for colleges. There are a couple of colleges out there that offer IT industry certifications to go along with your degree, and that just makes you even stronger in the workforce. There are programs out there that will allow you to leverage your GI Bill in order to break into the cyber field, whether it be in IT administration or cybersecurity or anything like that. All those opportunities you have in front of you, take your time. Again, let's say that again. Take your time. All right. Find the one that you want and pursue it with the same determination you do any other mission. You got that? Did you get that? The same determination you do any other mission. Terry says, he started by saying people are sometimes intimidated by the complexity or the technology in cyber job. Why don't you take just a minute to tell us what you think it means to work in cyber? What would people be doing day to day when they come into the office? So this is going to be good, right? Because a lot of people are like, well, what does your day to day look like? So it's a very diverse field. I tell you guys that every day. Like cybersecurity, it is there's GRC, governance, risk, compliance. There's like the ethical hackers. There's those the SOC who are monitoring like the systems, a system operations center. They're monitoring like what's coming into the network, what's going out of the network, all of that good stuff, right? There's a lot of choice out there as far as what you want your career to be and the path you could take. I personally, as a lead infrastructure engineer, work a client-facing job where every day I'm taking calls from different clients with different types of IT problems. The biggest benefit to that is that I get a diverse challenge every day, but I have to maintain those customer service skills. I have maintained a sense of duty to the client. A lot of those things that I learned in the military, and then among the small team that I work with, having the adaptability and the leadership skills that I've learned in the military has also benefited me. If you want to specialize, you absolutely can. There's a place you can go where you could. There are places you can go where you could, if you wanted to be a cybersecurity professional and just work in that security sector, you absolutely could do that. If you want to just work in the background and work in programming or software development or something like that, that's all available to you. That is all available to you. To all my military friends, you have options. You have options, all right? Don't squander it. Don't squander it away. Just because you feel like the part of it, just because you feel like the part of it that you've seen might be a little bit intimidating or that you don't quite understand it, I'd still encourage every veteran to look into IT as a possible career because there could be something out there for you. There's a little something for everybody. Some of it more on the customer service and soft skills side, and some of it more on the highly technical side, but it's there for you. All right, so I'm going to stop it there. I'm going to stop it there because it's, oh no, you know, there's one more paragraph, one more. It says, so should someone just go to Indeed, for example, and search cyber jobs and start reading about what they require? Is that a good way to get a feel for it? Ryan says, a lot of the skills, like I mentioned before, are already there. A lot of active duty military members have a lot of the skills necessary to make it in the IT world, but that's definitely something that can help. Go out to the job board, I tell you guys this all the time. Go study, go research the jobs that you want and see what it takes, and then build your resume backwards. See what the jobs you want, and then start working backwards to backfill your resume. Write the resume that you need to get the job, and then go and fill it in with the skills that you need to get, right? So for example, if you need to get some type of certification, right? Write the resume that's going to get you hired, and then go fill in the resume with the education, with the job, with the projects, all of that. That is how work as if you already have the job, and then work backwards to backfill to fill in all that information. All right. Says, go to the job board, start looking at the job postings that are out there. One of the challenges that veterans run into when they transfer into the private sector is the language barrier. The military has its own language. The acronyms and the different terminology that gets used for different things doesn't always translate directly into the private sector. So it can be extremely valuable to read those job postings, find out what terminology is being used in the private sector, what one thing means, and how to associate it with the corresponding military term. Those sort of things will serve you really well when you're out there looking for jobs. I'll say one more thing. If you have a military background and then you're looking for private sector jobs, right? Just say, all right, copy the job, right? And say, put into resume flow, right? Put your resume into resume flow, get the ATS score. Then you put the job that you're interested in and see how well your resume matches to the job description. And then it's going to give you recommendations. Oh, you might want to word your resume like this to better match that job description and help you run it up. All right. That is everything on that topic. Let me know your thoughts. Are you a military veteran, or are you currently in the military and you're looking to transition to the private sector? Are you interested in cybersecurity? If so, let me know. Leave me a comment and I will work with you. I'll create more content. I will help you. I will create a video that will help you research how to do that job search, how to build your resume backward. Also, I will even put in a request to the product manager at Resume Flow to implement a veteran section where you can upload your veteran resume, or your resume as a veteran, and how you can use that to craft your resume to be well fitting for the private sector or even the public sector. Maybe I can work with Magnetar. Maybe my product manager and Magnetar can work together on creating a government resume formatting section. I don't know, but those are the things that I do here to help you win and to help you level up, whether you are a military member or not. I am here to serve every last one of you. All right, let's see if there's anything in the chat. And then if not, we will get to our next working segment. Let's see. We are good to go. So I'm going to put up another 20-minute segment.
Let's go!
And let's figure out what is going on with our... Let's see what's going on with our account here. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go here so I can see what the error message I'm getting. And I'm going to go to start a new Gemini, go to Gemini, and I'm going to say, when I am trying to connect to my Apple account in Xcode, it is saying failed to retrieve development teams for my email address. Let's see what's going on. It's always something. It is always something. The part that sucks for Apple is that you can't even build the app if you don't have it, if you can't log in. So this typically means there's a miscommunication breakdown or a permission issue between Xcode and Apple. Oh, I think I know what that's about. It often happens when there's a software update, a password change. I didn't change the password, so, or when, okay, so I think I read something about some new, let me see, some new changes with Apple. Let me see if I have to accept any agreement. Ah, there we go. That's what it is. So let's go and accept this agreement. So agree. And now that we've agreed, if we go back over here and we say okay, and we go to here and then back here and we go here, still, come on, man. Try that again. I'm going to close Xcode altogether. We're going to open it back up. We're going to go over to settings. What? So we accepted the agreement. Let me see. What gives? We're all paid up till February 12th. Let me see. Let's go back to Apple. Let's go to apps. Soon we're going to have another app up in there. I wonder if I should start setting that up. Maybe we'll start, let me see. If I do plus new app bundle. Maybe we have to do this on Sunday. I already start prepping our new app. What's this? New app. Yeah, we got to start prepping for our new app as well. All right. Let's go here. Let's see why we can't. I don't see why we shouldn't be able to get the app in there. Let's see, what is Xcode Cloud? Go back to Gemini as well. Log in, look for a banner. I did that. Restart Xcode and try again. I did that. Refresh your account. Sometimes the local session becomes stale. Removing and re-adding the account forces a fresh sync. Open Xcode setting. All right, we'll try that. Let's try to sign out and sign back in. Add Apple account. Okay. Try that. Okay. There we go. There we go. We are back in business. Let's go over to here and we're going to build again. I'm going to upgrade Flutter after this. Why do I have this open? Oh yeah. All right. So it should be building now. Let's wait for it. Simple sign out and sign back in fixed it. Let's see here. All right, so it looks like it's building. There we go. Automatically signing iOS for device deployment. We're gonna need to open up test flight as well to deliver the application. Before you can start testing, a developer has to invite you to one of their, what are you talking about, Willis? All right, let's wait for this. So now it is, Xcode is building. And I'm gonna have to, maybe in our third segment, we will push this to try it on AWS device anywhere. Let me see. I'm gonna go make a post. Oh no, it's not approved yet. Let me check Gemini. Let me check Google. One issue. What? Invalid data safety declaration. All right, we'll take a look at that. Well, while this is building, Google came back to me and says, we found some common issues that's preventing your app from being sent to review. You must address the issue before you can send your changes for review. Invalid data safety declaration. Apps that collect or share user data must declare all data types you have not let us know about. Okay, let's do that, I guess. Go to data safety. I'm not collecting any data from users yet. Does your app collect or share any data, any of the required user data types? Let's see what that is. We do not. Voice or, nope, we don't collect any of that. We don't collect any of that yet. Let's say next. Store listing preview. Let's go. Let's see. What's that all about? Based on what you told us, the following information will be shown. Okay. Gotcha. To go back over here. Did I not just fix that? No. Update declaration. Next. Does your app collect? I do not. Why can I not click on save? I don't understand. I'm sorry, oh my God. Everything is done, but I can't click on save over here. So weird. Go to publishing overview. View details. Oh, wait. So if I say this one, over here. Okay. I don't understand why I can't sync with production. Here. Where do I don't understand. Why can't I view details? Data safety, device or other IDs not declared. Where is this issue found? Go to data safety. Okay. We say next. Does your app? It does not. I say that. If I go back next. Hold up. That doesn't make, I don't know. I'm confused. I am confused here. I say next. No data collected declaration preview. No data shared with third parties. Policy status. Let me try this one. Is that the issue? That was from a while ago. I don't think I have that issue anymore. God. Needs attention. Actioned. You're all caught up. See some completed declarations in the action tab. These are from 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. Dashboard. I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on over here. Let me refresh. View issues. We found some issues. View details. Go to data safety. Let me see. Update declaration. And do next, next. And I can't save it. Go back over here. View issues. View details. Update affected bundles. I don't understand. I'm so confused. Release details. Good old Google. All right, we'll definitely look for that in Gemini. In the meantime, let's go back over here. Trying to do 2 deployments at once. All right. In the meantime, the build is done. Drag and drop the build IPA into Apple. So that's what I need. Transporter, not. I opened up test flight, but I need transporter. So let's go over to here. Let me pull a transporter. So transporter, it is going to be where is it? Build iOS. Let's refresh this over here. And we should want to refresh this one. We should get an IPA folder in there. Build iOS, IPA, time cost calculator IPA. Right. So we're just going to drop it in here. Or not. Do add maybe? Oh, I guess we could do that. Let's say build iOS IPA. Do it that way as well. And now I'm going to click deliver. And now anybody who is a tester for iOS, they should be getting a notification in test flight that there is a new availability for this app. I am super confused by this whole Android thing. So right now it's uploading, sending analysis to App Store Connect. So once that's done, we're going to jump into the App Store to see what's going on. I'm so confused about this. This is where my ADHD and OCD kicks in, because I'm like, I don't understand why this isn't working for the for iOS. I mean, for Android. It bothers me to no end. All right, still waiting for it to be taken to the App Store. It's going. While it's doing that, I'm gonna keep looking at my Android deployment to see why it is not playing nice. If I click on this, delete retrace mapping. App, that's the old one. I don't get it. Supports 16 KB, SDK 35, everything that we need. Delivery. Okay. I don't get it. Go to publishing overview. But every time I try to fix the change, I'm not. Thank you for helping Google Play keep Google Play a safe space for users. In this questionnaire, you'll be asked to provide information about the user data collected or app or shared by your app. The information you provide will be shown in your store listing. Before you start, read the following information and you need to provide. What you need to disclose, any of the required user data types that are used, that are collected and or shared. Any user data transfer from your server to a third party. I don't understand. If I say yes, is all the data encrypted? See, I don't collect any of that data. Is your... The answer is no. Let me see. My app does not allow users to create an account. Can users log into your app? Can users log into your app with account? No. Do you have a way for users to request their data is deleted? There's no data that's stored. I don't understand. I don't understand. Oh, all of a sudden, the save button now shows up. Stupid. That is crazy. All right, let's save it. Go to publishing overview. What are we sending for review?
Lunch break. Lunch break.
All right, let's send it for review. Let's see what happens. I wonder what changes are. What's the second change? All right, let's do that. The data safety it's sending that. Okay, so when we get back, when we get back from break, we will see if the status. And what I'll do is, as soon as we get approved on Google, I will post it on X and post on the community tab. So whoever is interested in getting initial start on Google and on, I don't know if I think Apple could do it too. I'll post the testing links to be able to access it and get some feedback. But then I am looking forward to going live or to pushing to production next week. And on our when we come back from break, we're also going to use AWS Device Farm to try to use the app on an actual device, because that is one of the limitations that I have, because I don't have an updated iOS device yet. I don't have a newer iPad or a newer iPhone yet. So eventually that's ready. That's on the docket for this year to get a newer iOS devices so that we can continue with our testing and stuff like that. Right. But we are at break time now. Let me go ahead and check if there's anything in the chat. If not, we're going to get to our third and final break before we get to our last segment for tonight. We are good to go on that front. All right. So third break time topic of the night. 36-year-old Red Lobster CEO says that Red Lobster is going to be the greatest comeback story ever. I mean, we should have known that Red Lobster is going to be going bankrupt once they introduced the endless shrimp.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But this 36-year-old CEO of Red Lobster says we are going to have the greatest comeback story ever. All right, so let's jump in to see how this 36-year-old CEO of Red Lobster turned the company around. Article is brought to us by Yahoo Finances. Red Lobster's 36-year-old CEO led the company after bankruptcy. Now he's plotting the greatest comeback in the history of the restaurant industry. Here's a question though. I know that you have been to Red Lobster before. Have you ever ordered the lobster at Red Lobster? That's our starting off question. Leave me a comment in the comment section right below. Have you ever actually ordered a lobster from Red Lobster? Because when I haven't been there in years, right? But when I walk in, you see the little lobsters in the aquarium, right? In the tank. But I don't know if I've ever seen people actually order lobster at Red Lobster. So, have you ever ordered the lobster at Red Lobster? Let me know in the comments, all right? So, let's get to the story. So this is the CEO, nice handsome young man, the CEO of Red Lobster, 36-year-old, right? 36 years old. Damola Adamolukun. I'm sorry. Let's go with D. I'm just gonna call him D, right? D, CEO of Red Lobster. Says Red Lobster entered bankruptcy in 2024, but quickly clawed its way out in just about 3 months. The once struggling 57-year-old seafood chain had endured an 11 million endless shrimp fiasco among the other. I told you.
Believe in us.
I told you it was the endless shrimp that did it to them. Do you not know your customer base? And you're offering endless anything? Come on, man.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Red Lobster had to be like,
Do not come.
$11 million in endless shrimp fiasco. How do you? Anyways, but the leadership of Damola, 36, who was previously the CEO of PF Chang's. You kind of think an Asian person would be the CEO of PF Chang's, but apparently not, right? PF Chang, they also have, what is the baby company of PF Chang's? What are they called? Oh my God. They're pretty good too. PF Chang's fast food is called. No, it's not that. What are they called? Oh my God, what are they called? They're PF Chang's sub company. PF Chang's is the fancy Payway. That's the one. They used this, so they must have sold it. Now Payway Asian Kitchen. So they don't own Payway anymore. PF Chang's created Payway Asian Diner in the 2000s to serve the fast casual market. Centerbridge, The Split. In 2019, Centerbridge sold PF Chang's to Try Artisan Capital and sold Payway to PETA. Okay, I didn't know that. I did not know that. All right, so they are no longer together, but Payway used to be with PF Chang's. As Red Lobster has officially turned the ship around. As the company continues to recover from bankruptcy, the chain expects positive net income in fiscal year of 2026 and adjusted EBITDA. We did a big breakdown of EBITDA the other day, right? It expects to grow 43% from fiscal 2025 to 2027. I think it's going to be the greatest comeback in the history of the restaurant industry, Dee told Fortune's Ruth Umo in her vodcast series, The CEO Playbook. Of course, it's risky. I took over a company that was bankrupt and had a lot of problems. But Dee, who was featured in Fortune's inaugural 100 Most Powerful People in Business list, knows about taking risk. He led PF Chang's, an Asian fusion chain, through the COVID pandemic, returned the company to profitability, and drove major operational and strategic change at the company. Under his leadership, PF Chang started generating revenues of about $1 billion, according to the National Restaurants Association. You know what I have to say to that?
More money, more money, more money.
Mo money, all right? That was a crazy feat on its face, given the challenges the restaurant and hospitality industry is recovering from. The worst pandemic in 100 years, supply chain challenges and shallow labor pool, and a still uncertain economy, according to the National Restaurant Association. But for Dee, a former Goldman Sachs investment banker, that reward was worth the risk. And it could be the same at Red Lobster. Investing is the business of risk assessment, and I think you should manage your career the same way. Ooh. Let me repeat that one. Investing is the business of risk assessment. And I think you should manage your career the same way. He told Fortune's Uma, risk on its own isn't something to avoid. You just need adequate return. Love it. So what Dee has planned for Red Lobster. So let's go. What is in store for Red Lobster? Should I go to Red Lobster this weekend? Should I go to Red Lobster this weekend? And if I do go to Red Lobster, should I actually order the lobster? Tune in next week to find out if I went to Red Lobster and if I actually ordered the lobster. Right? Similar to his PF Chang playbook, Dee is laser focused on shattering the inefficiencies at Red Lobster. Namely, he said he'd never bring back, ever bring back the endless shrimp promotion. Smart man. You are a smart man. That's gonna anger a lot of people. That is gonna anger a lot of people. One of the factors that propelled Red Lobster into bankruptcy in the first. So let me ask you this, right? If you noticed that the endless shrimp was destroying your company, why did you need to go bankrupt before taking it away? Like, come on, man. It's because I know how to do math, Dee said. So basically, he's calling the former CEO and executives at Red Lobster stupid because they didn't know how to do math. They did not know how to do math. It's because I know how to do math, Dee said, plainly during an interview with Today last November. While the $20 endless shrimp deal made quite a splash with customers, the company suffered millions in operating losses.
How dare you?
Dee is also spearheading the company's $60 million plan to keep the seafood chain afloat by stacking his C-suite with restaurant industry veterans. So who was working there before? His vision is to inject more energy into the restaurant locations, D told Today, through new lighting, music, and decor. He's trying to turn Red Lobster from the Walmart of the restaurant industry into the Target of the restaurant industry. That's an effort to improve and renovate current locations while also fixing broken HVAC. Look, you ain't gonna be a restaurant with a broken HVAC system. You're not gonna be all hot or freezing cold at Red Lobster. No.
Do not come.
All right. Has torn carpets and chairs and ensuring more locations don't close in the future. During bankruptcy, Red Lobster shuttered dozens of locations. Now the chain operates about 500. D also has also said he wants to lower the check for customers, making it more affordable to dine there. So better lighting, better heating and cooling, better no rip carpet. Everything's going to be better for a lower cost. That sounds like a win-win to me. We should be the best deal for the best lobster because we do have the best product, D told Today. Similar to other restaurant chains like Chili's, Red Lobster is working to pare down its menu, eliminating items that don't perform as well to increase restaurant efficiencies. Red Lobster also ran its Lobster Fest promotion in 2025, offering items like $20 lobster rolls and unlimited Cheddar Bay biscuits. All right, those, as my friend Rod Brown would say, those Cheddar Bay biscuits be hidden. That is word for what Rod Brown, if you're still there. Let me know if that's an accurate statement from you. Those Cheddar Bay biscuits be hidden. Just like that. HITTIN with a apostrophe at the end, right? Offering, says, the company also introduced a happy hour menu and brought back other fan favorites, Seafood Source reported. While that's a lot of change in a relatively short period of time, D isn't shying away from it in his comeback plan. Some people refuse to set ambitious goals because they're terrified of failure, he told Fortune's Uma. I'm not afraid of that. I don't mind setting really high goals, and I don't mind going after difficult things. You do your best and try to win. I absolutely love it. All right. So check the chat one last time. Leave me a comment. Leave me a comment for all the questions. Have you ever ordered the lobster at Red Lobster? When's the last time you've been to Red Lobster? And do you think that I should go to Red Lobster this weekend? Let me know in the comments. All right. But we're going to go back and check the chat and see if there's anything in there. If not, we're going to get to our last segment of work. All right. So Dean Murray says, that's a hella of a turnaround. That is true. That is true. He did it. And said, pay. That's what it was. Paywave. I didn't know they split up. I did not, but it looks like there's another, PF Chang has another affiliate, but it is what it is. And Dean Murray says, D has a background in economics and an MBA at Harvard. Shout out to him. He is very, very impressive. I mean, he during COVID, turning around PF Chang's, and then, I mean, he is a glutton for punishment, because he could have said, you know what? I've won with PF Chang's, and I'm just going to ride that way. He's like, nope, I'm going to go find another loser, and I'm going to turn them into a winner. I'm going to find another loser, and I'm going to turn them into a winner. Shout out to him.
We the best.
And D says, Demola also was an investment banker for Goldman Sachs. I read that in the article. He was an investment banker. He is a very, very smart, and he is only 36 years old. That is beautiful. I love that. I love that so much. All right. Says he actually has a chance. Papado is the only real competition. Papado is the only real competition out in Texas. And the thing is, right, for Red Lobster, like, let me check. I don't even think there's a Papado's down over here anywhere. Let me see. I'm in South Florida. Papado's Seafood Kitchen, because Red Lobster is all over. I think, yeah, they only have it in Texas, and Red Lobster's all over because there's a Red Lobster right around the corner from my house. So, you know, they are more national than Papa Do's. All right. So let's go to our last working segment for tonight. Shout out to you, Dean Murray. Thank you so much for your feedback. We're gonna go do last 20 minutes on the clock. Do this and let's do that.
It's time to do.
All right, shout out to the flip down clock. Loving it. I am loving it. All integrated with our Stream Deck plugin that we're going to continue working on this Thursday. All right, so let's go over here. I don't know why this is still sending it to the App Store. Let me see. Let's go to here and let's go to here. It's still sending. Why is that? It seems like it's taking awfully long. I'm going to check in the App Store. So, don't know why it's still going. Let's see. I don't know why it's still uploading. Let's say uploading app, sending analysis to the App Store. Because that's been for a very long time. It's been doing that. In the meantime, well, I'm gonna stop it and upload it again. Actually, let's do that because that is weird. It should be a lot faster than that. Are you sure you want to stop before you deliver? It must be before you can deliver your content. It must be verified. All right, it's there. Oh, let's do verify. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Verifying app. So let's let it do that. And I'm going to go and log into console. Oh, it's not the one I want. Console.aws. And let me log into AWS. Go here. To the MFA. We are going to Authenticator. All right, so the App Store is taking its sweet little time to get us verified, but that doesn't mean we can't test on Device Anywhere, or not Device Anywhere, on Device Farm. So we are going to go to Device Farm. I'm going to go over here. We are in Device Farm, and I'm going to see if I can upload that IPA file. So let's do. Go in here. Device slots. No. Projects. Go in here. Remote access. Let's do. Well, we can take some new screenshots as well. Let's go to Apple, iPhone. What is the new one that just came out? Is it the 17? Yeah, they don't have any 17s yet. Let's do a Pro on OS 26. Application, upload own IPA file. I can do a drag and drop, I think. Let me go to drag across 3 monitors. Did it drop? No? No drop? Did it drop? Okay, no drop. Why is it not? Let me try again. All right, I guess that's not going to work. Let's go over here. Let's do the IPA. All right. So it's uploading the file now. So by doing this, we should be able to see our app on the, like we should be able to use our app on a real device on AWS Device Farm. That's always my go-to when so with Android, we can use what do you call it? We can use Firebase to run on the actual Android device, but they don't have iOS devices on Firebase. So that's why I need to build the IPA file and then push it to Device Farm and then choose an Apple device to be able to test it on, because we're going to need like some screenshots and stuff like that. So we'll get it from there. I'm freezing a little bit. Hold on. Oh, no wonder. Hold on. I did not close the software I should have closed. That's probably why we've been struggle streaming a little bit. Always close all your sensitive applications before live streaming. We should be a lot better now. Once they close. WebStorm open. Yep, keep difference. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and say confirm and start session. So now it's gonna start up a Apple iPhone 16 Pro, and it should have our app in there that we should be able to start using. So now we're waiting for Apple to verify our app on their end, and we're waiting for the iPhone 16 Pro to get started on AWS Device Farm. So a little bit of a waiting game, but it's going very well. It is going very well. I don't recall the push to like using the transport taking that long previously, so I'm not really sure why it's taking so long this time. But regardless, I think we should be able to wrap this up in 10 minutes. And if, there we go. And if the, oh, while we wait for that, let me do a refresh over here. What? What now? Cannot say, okay, view issues. Invalid data safety declaration. What do you mean by that? I thought I just did. Version code 11. Wait, this is old. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is what? Oh, I think I see what's going on. Mm-hmm. Anyways, let's finish this up. All right, so there goes our app, our time cost calculator over here. We're going to open that up. We are going to say Let's go with 258.123 as a cybersecurity professional, right? And we're going to say get started. And we are going to say, let's try this one out first. That's working. Remember last time I had pushed this to the App Store. Junior identified that wasn't working. So now we made sure that's working. And we're going to go over to history tab. There's going to be nothing in there. Let's say yes, sure. Reports, nothing in there. No templates, go here. And we're going to say, we'll do 1 for that. Oh, even with that's interesting. So we'll just do it this way. It's kind of whatever. Can always make a follow-up for that. Let's close this Apple thing. Let's say I thought Apple had a check mark to close things out. All right, there we go. Well, all right, cool. There we go. So let's let that run so we'll let that run for maybe 5 minutes or so. And then we will stop it, make sure, I think everything's gonna work fine because we did it on the emulator, it looked fine on the emulator. So while that is running, while we were running our test on a device, we can go to, let me look at this. It's still trying to verify on Apple, so I'm not sure why that's taking its sweet time like that. But I'm still not sure what's going on over here. So if I say, let's go back. And I don't understand. We say view issues with the release. One issue is still affecting your invalid data safety declaration. Apps that collect or share user data must declare all data types in their data safety declaration. You have not let us know about user data that your app transmits off user. Doesn't transmit anything from my understanding. Let's say update the affected bundle. Is it 11? And let's say we do that. I don't get it. I don't understand what's happening over here. Fix, so to fix it to send changes for review. Data safety questionnaire, data safety, invalid data safety declaration, view. Where this issue was found, evidence version code 11, data safety, device or other IDs not declared. Go to data safety. Let's go look at this again. Financial info, I don't collect that. I don't collect health info. I don't collect any of this stuff. Identifiers that relate to individual devices, browser, or app, for example. I don't collect or advertising identifier. Maybe advertising identifier. I guess we'll try that. We shall try that one. Let's go to say yes, I guess. My app does not allow you to create. Can user log in? No. I don't. All right, it says that's optional. Let's go here. Yes. Next. Location, no. Maybe device or other IDs, I guess. Yes, that's about it. Next. Start. Select all that apply. Some types of data collection and sharing are exempt. This maybe it's this one. Advertising and marketing, possibly. Let's go with that. I'm guessing. Is that a okay? Don't know. I'm just gonna say it's required. I don't know. Why is this data collected? Let's go with I already have that. All right. Why is the data shared? Let's go with this one as well. Save. So that's done. Next. Okay, save. Go to overview. Send changes. All right, send changes. Changes are sent. Whew, okay, so hopefully by maybe the middle of the night, we shall be ready to send out the link. So maybe look out for a post tomorrow with a link to get access. I don't know what's going on with the Apple side of things. That one is going really, really slow, but we'll figure that out. Let me go over here, and there we go. And I am going to say stop the session. Well, let's take a look at this first, make sure it looks good. Yep, looks good to me. I'm going to say complete session. Oh, we got to give it a name. Test on Apple. And we're going to say okay. Actually, I should take some screenshots as well. Let's say complete. Save. Can I take a screenshot of this? Oh, screenshot. And I'm going to go to downloads. Save that. Let's go to history. Screenshot. Save that. Let's go to here. Screenshot. Save that. And let's go to reports. Screenshot, save that. Perfect. Let me see, where are we at? So we are done we're done testing on the actual device for Apple using AWS Device Farm. All we had to do was upload the IPA file that we built, and if we wanted to actually write automation tests for it, we would be able to. We just set up the Appium setup. I have a video on this channel from a few years ago where I actually showed how to set it up. The good thing is, although it might be lost in the past, I am going to re-upload that on a different channel that is going to be dedicated to the labs, all the work that we do. And the only thing that's going to be on that channel is the working segments, so that if anybody needs to reference, needs to see how to figure something out, how I figure something out, they can find all those clips over there. All right.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
And there, talk about perfect timing. Talk about perfect timing. So I'm going to stop the session here. Session stopped. And I am going to go to the chat one last time before we get out of here. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Dean Murray says Papa Do's is one of the last few big seafood chains in Texas, and they are expensive. I've heard about it. I've heard content creators talk about Papa Do's and that it is like one of the best, but also one of the most expensive ones as well. We got ABJ Wise and Strong in the building. What's up, ABJ? How are you doing? Long time no talk, long time no see. Murray says, just started following. I'll be binging on your videos this week. Thank you so much.
I appreciate
it. Yeah. And just to let you know, we do, if you sign up for techcontrol.dev, sign up for free, and you can join us every other Saturday, starting on the 24th. We were doing it all last year, but starting back on the 24th, we do Vibe Code and Chill, where we're talking about all things tech. I'm showing the applications that I'm building, the ones that are outside of like the YouTube channel, but that I'm building with the people that I coach, and how we are strategizing, all of that. So a lot of things happening over there, techcontrol.dev. You can sign up for free to join us. If you want additional exclusive content, then there is a paid membership for that, but anyone can sign up for free and join us you can ask me questions. We do a Google Meet every other weekend. We talk, we chill, we strategize, all of that good stuff, right? But thank you so much for being here, and I really appreciate all the insight that you shared as well about the CEO of Red Lobster and all that stuff. I really appreciate it, right? But the time has come, my friends. The time has come to wrap up the show for tonight. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in. Shout out to my guy Junior. Shout out to Rod Brown. Shout out to ABJ Wise and Strong. Haven't seen you in a while. Shout out to Dean Murray, a new subscriber. Hopefully you find this channel very valuable. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, leave me a comment on any video and I will make sure to address it. But that is it for today. That is it. You guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday night and a wonderful rest of your week. Remember, tomorrow, I'm going to be exploring Anti-Gravity, premiering at noon Eastern Time. Looking forward to seeing you there. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. techcontrol.dev. Get your resume fixed at resumeflow.app. Until next time, TechControl, we are out.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yeah. Finally hit that checkpoint. They said it couldn't be done, but they ain't on this road. Windows down. Bass all the way up. Just ride. All this that open road, cruise control, milestone pass, now we aiming for the next goal. Let the bass ride, leave the hate behind, all that negativity, I just pay it no mind. It's that next phase, feeling yeah, the vision's clear, all the doubt they had is fading in the rearview mirror. Yeah. They don't know the hours that I had to put in, all the door they shut that I had to kick in, all the nights I missed, all the sleep I lost. They just see the shine, they don't know the cost. Remember nights I was praying for a breakthrough, staring at the ceiling, wondering what I'm blown gon' do? Man, the burnout's real, had to push right through it. Had a vision in my head, I just had to stick to it. All the talk was cheap, and that noise was loud. Had to block them out, separate from the crowd. They was throwing dirt, trying to cloud the name. While I was in the lab, building out the frame. Every line of code, every hour on the stream was a brick I laid for the whole damn dream. This ain't happened overnight, this was slow cooked. Every L I took was a lesson in the textbook. Now I'm on the highway, cruise set at 80. Feeling like the man, yeah, I'm feeling like maybe I was built for this, maybe it's my time. This milestone's a checkpoint, not the finish line. The bass from the 808 shaking no whip. Took a deep breath, man, I'm enjoying the trip. This is just a preview of the movie, not the end. Time to hit the gas and do it all again. Oh, this that open road, cruise control, milestone pass. Now we aiming for the next goal. Let the bass ride, leave the hate behind. All that negativity, I just pay it no mind. It's that next phase feeling, yeah, the vision's clear. All the doubt they had is fading in the rearview mirror. So I'm rolling solo, just me and my thoughts. Plotting on the next move, connecting the dots. This milestone is sweet, yeah, I'ma let it soak in. But the blueprint for the next one is already spoken to no exist, man, the vision's panoramic. They was sleeping on the kid, now they in a panic. Trying to jump on board, trying to ride the wave. The same ones who doubted, the same ones who paid. I just tip the hat, I don't hold a grudge. From where I'm sitting, man, I'm way too far above all the petty drama, all the he said, she said. I'm just focused on the profit, focused on the bread. Optimistic for the future, cause I built the past. Got the foundation solid, know this thing will last. This that tech coach vision, this that pioneer flow. Planted all the seeds, now I'm about to watch it grow to a whole new level, to a different height. I ain't even worried, man, the future's looking bright. It's that round midnight vibe, feeling so alive. Some folks just survive, man, I'm learning how to thrive. So I let the beat rock, fast and heavy bass. While my mind is slow, steady, winning the race. Got the plan laid out for the next 5 years. Cheers to the hustle, man, and cheers to the tear. Oh, this that open road, cruise control, milestone pass. Now we aiming for the next goal. Let the bass ride, leave the hate behind. All that negativity, yeah, I just pay it no mind. It's the next phase feeling, yeah, the vision's clear. All the doubt they had is fading in the rearview mirror.
And I won't let them break me. No matter what they send my way, this highway's open. And I'm focused, yeah, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Yeah, just like that. The beat ride. That negativity can't even catch up, man. We on a different frequency. Phase 1, complete. Phase 2, loading.